The espresso machine hisses like a warning, steam curling into air thick with cigar smoke and unspoken threats. 7 black Cadillac Escalades sit parked outside Sal's diner in Bay Ridge, engines still ticking as they cool, leather interiors holding the warmth of dangerous men. Inside, voices rumble low and deliberate, the kind of conversation that comes from men who've built empires on loyalty and blood. They're made men. Brooklyn's most feared. And today, like every Sunday at 9 a.m. sharp, they've claimed the back corner booth. The one with vinyl cracked from decades of use and initials carved into the table from soldiers long dead or imprisoned. The air smells like espresso and Italian leather and Old Spice. Sinatra plays from the ancient jukebox in the corner, and someone's complaining about a poker game from Friday night. Cal lost $2,000. Nico won't let him forget it. These men with their tailored suits and scarred knuckles and eyes that have witnessed things most people only see in nightmares. They're laughing like brothers because this is their sanctuary. This is where the world bends to their will. Then the bell above the door chimes and everything stops. She's maybe 7 years old, 8 at most. Dark brown skin gleaming under the morning light, hair in neat cornrow braids with colorful beads, pink, yellow, blue, that click softly as she moves. Sneakers with scuffed toes, the kind of wear that comes from walking too far on too little. Jeans clean but faded, hem fraying at the ankles. Her pink collared shirt is pressed but worn thin at the elbows, and there's a small tear near the collar that's been carefully mended with mismatched thread. But it's her eyes that hit first. Dark, unwavering, ancient, the kind of eyes that belong to someone who's already learned that survival requires courage you shouldn't need at 7. She stands there in the doorway, small against the filtered sunlight, and scans the room like she's searching for something she's terrified doesn't exist. The biggest man at the table, a barrel-chested enforcer called Cal with a bald head and knuckles like granite, notices her first. He nudges Ronan, the boss, whose face tells stories written in scar tissue and hard years. A knife wound bisecting his left eyebrow, laugh lines that have forgotten how to laugh, a burn mark on his neck from a Molotov cocktail in Newark 12 years ago. His hands rest on the table, massive and deliberate, knuckles tattooed with letters that spell out choices he can't undo. And there, catching the morning light like a beacon, the ring. 18-karat gold, Sicilian lion crest, the Hale family signet. Only 3 were ever made. Ronan's eyes narrow, not with threat, with calculation. The girl takes a step forward, then another. Her small hands tremble at her sides, but her jaw is set with determination that shouldn't exist in someone so young. She walks straight to their table, doesn't hesitate, doesn't look away, doesn't acknowledge the 6 other men whose attention has locked onto her like crosshairs. She stops 3 feet from Ronan and says in a voice that's trying so desperately to be brave, "My daddy has that ring." The words land like a gunshot in a cathedral. Ripples. Silence. Time fractures. Every man at that table knows what she means because her small finger extends, pointing at Ronan's right hand. Right there. The Hale family crest. The line. The symbol that means your blood, you're sworn, you've earned your place in a brotherhood most people will never understand and should never seek. It's not just gold. It's a promise, a covenant, a mark of loyalty that doesn't end with death. Ronan leans back slowly. His charcoal suit jacket shifts, revealing the shoulder holster he never travels without. The red paisley bandana around his head, his signature, his calling card, seems to tighten. His hazel eyes, capable of warmth and cruelty in equal measure, search the child's face for deception and find none. Only desperate, terrifying hope. "What's your name, sweetheart?" His voice is gravel and smoke, Brooklyn thick, measured. "Eliza." Her voice barely reaches him. "Eliza what?" "Eliza Crow." The name doesn't register at first. Just syllables. Just sounds. Then Cal's espresso cup freezes halfway to his lips. His eyes widen like he's been struck. The cup trembles in his scarred hand, coffee sloshing over the rim onto the worn table. Nico's designer glasses slip down his nose and he doesn't push them back up. Joey Ears Lombardi goes still as stone. Ronan's face changes. Not dramatically. Not obviously. But the men who've known him for decades see it. The way his breathing shifts. The way 20 years of iron control cracks just enough to let something through. Something that looks like grief and guilt and recognition all colliding at once. "Eliza Crow," Ronan repeats slowly, tasting the syllables like poison or prayer. His Italian accent thickens, the way it always does when emotion threatens his composure. "Your father. What's your father's name, Piccolina?" The little girl's chin trembles. Tears gather in her eyes but don't fall. She's holding herself together through sheer will, the same way someone holds shattered glass, carefully, painfully, knowing one wrong move and everything cuts. Isaiah Sullivan, she whispers. But everybody called him Phantom. The diner might as well detonate. Cal stands so violently his chair crashes backward, clattering across the linoleum like gunfire. Nico's hand goes to his mouth, fingers pressed against his lips like he's physically holding words inside. Joey makes a sound, half curse, half prayer, in Italian his grandmother taught him. The other men freeze, suspended in disbelief. And Ronan. Ronan's hand instinctively goes to his chest, to the place beneath his shirt where 3 scars hide. 3 bullets that should have killed him but didn't because Isaiah Phantom Sullivan threw himself into the line of fire outside a Newark warehouse in 2020. His coffee cup slips from his other hand, shattering on the table, brown liquid spreading like blood. His jaw works but no sound comes. His eyes actually fill, with tears that carve tracks through weathered features. The most dangerous man in Brooklyn, reduced to silence by 5 words from a 7-year-old girl. Phantom, he breathes, and the word is simultaneously a benediction and a wound. Dio mio. Isaiah. Ronan's chair scrapes back violently, the sound like a blade against stone. His hand flies to his chest, fingers pressing against the expensive fabric where 3 puckered scars lie hidden, permanent reminders of the Newark warehouse, of bullets meant for him, of Isaiah's body slamming into his and taking the rounds instead. The memory detonates behind his eyes, blood on concrete, Isaiah's grin even as he bled, his whispered, "We're even now, boss." But they weren't even. They never were. Cal's already on his feet, moving around the table toward Eliza like she might disappear if he blinks. Isaiah's kid, he breathes, voice thick. Jesus Christ, boss, it's Isaiah's little girl. His eyes meet Ronan's across the booth and the look they exchange holds years of history. The burning Lexus on the turnpike in 2019, Isaiah's hands dragging Ronan through shattered glass while fuel ignited around them. The false tip Isaiah fed to Los Diablos in 2020, sending them to Queens while Ronan's family slept safely in Staten Island. 3 life debts. Sacred. Unpayable. The blood oath, Nico whispers from his seat and everyone remembers. The ceremony in the back room of this very diner 15 years ago. 2 rings placed on the table between them. Ronan's family signet and the 3rd ring, never worn by his father, saved for the brother who'd prove himself worthy. Isaiah's massive hand accepting it, the vow spoken in Sicilian first, then English, until death releases us. Your blood is mine. My blood is yours. Ronan tries to speak but his voice fractures. Phantom, he manages and it comes out broken. Dio mio, Isaiah. His Italian accent thickens the way it hasn't in years, emotion cracking through the careful control he spent decades building. Eliza's small body begins to shake. The composure she walked in with, that impossible, terrible bravery, starts to crumble. He died 3 years ago, she says, and her voice is suddenly very young, very small. Bad men shot him. 23 times. She swallows hard. Mama made me count the bullet holes in the casket so I'd understand. So I'd know what kind of world he lived in. What kind of men he protected you from. The number lands like a physical blow. 23. Execution style. The Red Hook warehouse. They'd all heard, all known Isaiah went in Ronan's place because Ronan had his daughter's dance recital, because Isaiah said, "Go be a father, Dom. I got this one." But the body had been recovered by his people. The family had vanished. 3 years of searching, of guilt, of wondering. "We looked for you," Cal says roughly. "Looked everywhere. Your mama, she disappeared. We thought maybe she blamed us, didn't want to be found." "She was protecting me," Eliza whispers. Then her small hand reaches into her worn jacket and pulls out an envelope. Yellowed with age, creased from being held too many times. The handwriting on the front is precise, masculine, careful. "To be opened if I don't come home." Ronan's hands shake as he takes it. Actually shake. The most feared man in Brooklyn can't steady his fingers as he breaks the seal his dead brother left behind. Inside there's an address, this diner. A physical description, salt and pepper beard, red bandana, expensive suit, the ring. Sunday meetings at 9 a.m. Instructions written in simple language, meant for a child to follow when she was old enough to understand. And then the final paragraph. "Read it out loud," Cal says quietly. He'd want that. Ronan's voice breaks on the first word but he pushes through. "If my baby girl is reading this, I'm gone. But I'm not sorry. I'd take those bullets 1,000 times to keep you and her mama safe. Ronan Hale owes me 3 life debts. In our world that's sacred. He'll honor them. He's dangerous, maybe the most dangerous man you'll ever meet, but he's got honor buried deep. Trust him, Eliza girl. He'll protect you both like I can't no more. Tell him I said, the architect builds but Phantom laid the foundation. He'll understand. Love you forever, Daddy. The last line destroys him. Tears cut tracks through weathered skin, through scar tissue and hard years. The first time in 15 years his men have seen him cry. He doesn't hide it. Can't hide it. Won't dishonor Isaiah's memory by pretending this doesn't shatter him. Sal emerges from behind the counter, his old face wet. He'd known Isaiah too. Had served him coffee every Sunday for a decade. She's his, he confirms to no one in particular. Got his eyes. His steel. Ronan wipes his face with the back of his hand and looks at Eliza. Really looks at her. Sees Isaiah in the set of her jaw, in her desperate courage. Where's your mother, Piccolina? Eliza's eyes flood with tears she's been holding back for blocks, maybe for years. Her voice breaks completely. She's dying, Mr. Ronan. And there's a bad man hurting us. Daddy said you'd make it stop. The words tumble out of Eliza like water through a cracked dam, precise, rehearsed, the vocabulary of a child who's had to memorize her mother's death sentence. Dilated cardiomyopathy, she says, and the medical term sounds obscene in a 7-year-old's voice. Diagnosed 18 months ago. Her heart's only working at 25% capacity now. Ronan hasn't moved from his position kneeling before her. Hasn't blinked. The red bandana seems darker somehow, like the color of old blood. The doctor said ejection fraction. Eliza's small hands twist together, wringing invisible water. Fluid retention. Arrhythmia. Class 4 heart failure. Each term lands like a stone into deep water. She worked 3 jobs after Daddy died. Nursing home, overnight stocking at the grocery store, cleaning houses on weekends. Worked until she couldn't walk upstairs anymore without stopping every 3 steps. Cal makes a sound low in his throat. His coffee cup sits forgotten, brown liquid gone cold. Her ankles are this big now. Eliza's hands demonstrate, impossibly wide for such small wrists. Sometimes her heartbeat goes all wrong and she has to sit down real fast. The doctors say she needs a transplant. So, like in the next few months or... She doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. Insurance. Nico asks quietly. Lost it when the nursing home let her go. Said she was taking too many sick days. Eliza's voice stays steady through force of will alone. Credit cards are maxed. We owe $47,000 to the hospital already. And they say the transplant surgery costs $180,000. The numbers hang in the air like smoke. Impossible. Insurmountable. The kind of debt that crushes people. But that's not why I came. Eliza's voice drops lower and something in her eyes shifts, fear crystallizing into something sharper. There's a bad man. Our landlord. Dante Cruz. Ronan's shoulders stiffen. What does he want? $600 every week. He calls it protection money. Her small jaw sets. Started with just threats. Saying we needed to pay or bad things would happen. Then he cut our electricity. Then he broke down our door, said it was an accident but it wasn't. And he corners me in the hallways when Mama's too sick to get up. The temperature in the diner plummets. He looks at Mama wrong, Eliza whispers. And last week he touched my hair. Said I'd be pretty when I grow up. Her voice fractures. Mama hit him with a frying pan. Broke his nose real good. But now he says we got 3 days to pay everything we owe or he's calling people. Bad people who'll take us somewhere. The composure she walked in with, that impossible, terrible bravery, finally shatters. Her small body shakes like a leaf in hurricane winds, 7 years old carrying terrors that would break grown men. Ronan stands. The movement is slow, deliberate, terrifying in its control. His hands button his suit jacket with the precision of a man loading a weapon. Every man at that table recognizes the gesture. It's the one that comes before bodies fall. Cal. His voice cuts like a blade. Get the cars. 3 vehicles. Armed. Cal's already moving. Nico, call Dr. Castellano. I want him at the compound in 1 hour. Full cardiac workup equipment. His orders come rapid fire, each one a bullet. Joey, everything on Dante Cruz in 90 minutes. Where he lives, where he eats, who he's connected to. Cross-reference with Los Diablos. I want to know if he's breathing their air. Polly guest house. 2 occupants. Stock the kitchen, clothes for a woman and child. Move. His men scatter like shrapnel. Ronan kneels again, expensive suit creasing in 40 years of diner grime. Takes Eliza's trembling hands in his scarred ones. Your daddy saved my life 3 times. 3 times I should be dead and buried. That's not a debt measured in money or favors. It's a debt of soul. His hazel eyes burn. You and your mama, your blood now. Not by birth. By something stronger. By sacrifice. And we protect blood. Always. No matter what it costs. Eliza's whisper barely reaches him. Daddy said you were really scary but really good. Ronan's laugh breaks halfway through. Your daddy was the smartest man I ever knew. He wipes his eyes roughly. The best man. Made me want to be better. He stands, extends his hand formally. The Sicilian lion crest catches morning light. Take me to your mother. Right now. His voice is granite and grace. And Piccolina? You don't have to be scared anymore. I promise you that on your father's memory. 3 black Cadillac Escalades roll through Brownsville like warships through hostile waters. The projects rise ahead, 14 stories of brick and broken promises, graffiti screaming territorial claims, half the windows boarded like closed eyes. The smell hits first, garbage rotting in summer heat, urine baked into concrete, despair thick enough to choke on. Eliza leads them up. The elevator's been dead for months. She counts steps under her breath, 1, 2, 3, a rhythm that steadies her small hands. Ronan notices, files it away. Survivor's habit. Comfort in numbers. Second floor, drug deal freezes mid-transaction. 3 men in doorways clock the expensive suits, the visible hardware, the way Cal moves like violence barely leashed. They melt back into shadows. Third floor, woman screaming behind thin walls, man's voice roaring back, something glass shattering. Ronan's jaw tightens but he keeps moving. Not his fight. Not today. Fourth floor smells like something died and nobody found it yet. Apartment 4D. Door thin as cardboard, 3 deadbolts that mean nothing, frames splintered where crews kicked through. Eliza's small hand trembles on the knob. Mama? It's me. I brought help. The door opens slowly. Lena Whitaker stands there and Ronan sees Isaiah in her immediately, the same steel spine, the same eyes that won't break. 34 but exhausted, beautiful despite everything trying to kill her. Rich dark skin, natural curls, cheekbones sharp from weight loss. Faded scrubs from the nursing job she can't work anymore. Oxygen cannula running to a concentrator that hums like a death rattle. She pulls Eliza behind her despite barely standing, faces down 6 armed men. Who the hell are you and why is my baby bringing you here? Ronan removes his fedora. Old world respect. Hands visible, non-threatening. Shows the ring, lets her see the Sicilian lion catch hallway light. Mrs. Whitaker. My name is Ronan Hale. I rode with your husband. He was my brother. My blood brother. The ring does what words can't. Her knees buckle, Ronan moves fast, catches her before the floor does. She sees it up close now, recognition detonating behind her eyes. Isaiah, she breathes. He showed me. Said if something happened, find the man with the matching ring. 3 years collapse at once. The dam breaks. She sobs against Ronan's shoulder while Cal gently takes the oxygen tank, while Nico steadies Eliza, while 6 dangerous men bear witness to grief that should have had help long ago. Ronan helps her to the couch. Springs visible through fabric. The apartment unfolds in painful clarity. 1 bedroom for Eliza, medical bills covering every surface like accusations. Collection notices. Court summons. Final warnings in red ink. The refrigerator hums dying mechanical breaths. Inside, expired milk, half a loaf of bread, peanut butter jar scraped nearly clean. Eliza's school supplies sit organized in the corner. Evidence of a child maintaining normalcy while her world burns. Photos on the wall. Isaiah in dress blues, wedding day smiles, baby Eliza, their entire history held by 4 walls and peeling paint. Eviction notice taped to the door. 3 days, Sheriff's Department, bold red letters like a countdown to execution. Cal surveys everything, jaw granite tight. Even men who've done terrible things recognize innocent suffering. Nico whispers in Italian, worse than intel suggested. The child's been living in a war zone. Lena's pride fights survival instinct. I can't take charity. I don't know you. Isaiah kept me separate for safety. Ronan sits across from her, makes himself smaller, less threatening. This isn't charity, Mrs. Whitaker. It's blood debt. The most sacred kind. His voice cracks. Your husband saved my life 3 times. Took bullets meant for me. Died in an ambush I was supposed to walk into. He went instead because I had my daughter's school play. He wipes his eyes roughly. You think I sleep at night? You think I don't see his face? I've got blood on my hands, more than you can imagine, but Isaiah's blood is the one stain I can't wash off. You're going to let me do this because it's the only thing that'll let me look in the mirror. Because in my world, Blood debts are the only things that matter anymore. Lena cries. Eliza cries. Even Sal, who came up with them, wipes his weathered face. He called you the architect, Lena whispers. Said you were complicated but good. Ronan's smile breaks halfway. He said I could build empires or families. Tried to teach me the difference. He stands, extends his hand. Pack what matters most. You're both coming with us. Tonight. Right now. You're never coming back to this place. That's not a request. It's a promise I made to your husband, even if he never heard me say it. The convoy moves through Brooklyn like a funeral procession. Slow, deliberate, respectful. Eliza watches through tinted windows as Brownsville's war zone bleeds into Bay Ridge's tree-lined streets. 15 minutes. Different universe. The compound hides behind Hale Import-Export, legitimate business fronting Command Central. Gated property, restored 1920s brownstone, guest house tucked at the back with private entrance and garden courtyard. Security everywhere but invisible. Cameras disguised as light fixtures. Guards dressed like landscapers. Reinforced doors that look original. The guest house interior stops Lena cold. 2 bedrooms upstairs, one with a hospital bed already installed, oxygen equipment humming, medical monitors waiting. The other holds a twin bed with purple comforter, stuffed animal still tagged, desk stocked with school supplies organized by color. Bathroom with accessible shower and grab bars. Kitchen exploding with fresh groceries, more food than they've seen in months stacked on counters like promises. Lena stands frozen in the living room. Can't process kindness this complete. Eliza explores cautiously, touching everything like it might evaporate, soft blankets, full refrigerator, books with uncracked spines. Testing reality. Dr. Solomon Castellano arrives within the hour. 60-something, silver hair, kind face weathered by 3 decades of keeping dangerous men alive. Sets up portable equipment in the living room with practiced efficiency. EKG, echocardiogram unit, blood work station. Examines Lena with gentle professionalism while Ronan watches from the doorway, jaw tight. 20 minutes later, Castellano's face says everything. Mr. Hale. Privately. The hallway conversation happens in whispers Lena can't hear. Her heart's functioning at 22%, not 25%. End-stage failure. Without transplant, 4 months. Maybe 6 with aggressive medication. Castellano's voice drops. She needs to be on the transplant list yesterday. Ronan's response comes cold and final. Make it happen. Whatever it costs. Whatever strings need pulling. I don't care if we have to buy the damn hospital. I'll make calls tonight. Mount Sinai, Columbia Presbyterian. But Ronan, even with priority listing, finding a match could take time she doesn't have. Then we make time. Ice in every syllable. Buy it, borrow it, steal it. She doesn't die. Not on my watch. Isaiah saved me 3 times. I'm saving her. End of discussion. The next 3 days establish new rhythms. Cal teaches Eliza chess in the main house library, discovers she's gifted, learns in 3 days what took him months. His protective instinct awakens like something long dormant. You're too smart for your own good, he says quietly. Reminds me of my daughter before. He trails off. His daughter died in crossfire years ago. Now he walks Eliza to school, picks her up, checks homework like she's his second chance. Nico discovers she's behind in math, sets her up with laptop and tutoring software. Math is just patterns piccola. Once you see the pattern, everything makes sense. Orders advanced books when she catches up in weeks. Sal saves her favorite booth at the diner. Reserved sign that says, Eliza's table. Hot chocolate with extra marshmallows, grilled cheese cut into triangles. Tells her stories about Isaiah. Your daddy always tipped 50%. Always asked about my grandkids. Lena's resistance crumbles slowly, painfully. Tries to clean, cook, contribute. Body won't allow it. Ronan finds her collapsed in the kitchen, trying to make dinner despite oxygen levels dropping. His voice stays gentle but firm. You're a mother. That's your job. Let us do ours. You've been fighting alone for 3 years. You're not alone anymore. She breaks then. Accepting help means admitting Isaiah's really gone. Day 3, Joey delivers his investigation results. Comprehensive dossier on Dante Cruz, former boxer, connected to Los Diablos through his cousin Mateo. Owns 4 slum buildings, runs protection rackets targeting people who can't fight back. Then the devastation. Boss, there's more. 3 years ago, Cruz bragged in a bar about setting up a hit. Gave Los Diablos intel on a big fish location for 10 grand. Timeline matches Isaiah's death. 20 seconds of absolute silence. Then Ronan's office detonates, desk overturned, glass shattered, roar of rage bringing his men running. Cal restrains him. Not yet. Not until they're secure. Isaiah would want them safe first. Ronan's rage crystallizes into ice. Find Cruz. Don't touch him. I want eyes on him 24/7. When the time comes, I want him gift-wrapped. Lena's admitted to Mount Sinai that night. Transplant list. Priority status. Every string pulled, every favor called. Eliza stays at the compound with Cal while Ronan visits nightly, sits with Lena, tells her stories about Isaiah she never knew. He was more than muscle, Ronan says quietly. He was the conscience I didn't deserve. 3 weeks later, life almost feels normal. Eliza attends Brooklyn Friends School now, Quaker prep where Cal enrolled her with forged documents and cash donations that don't require questions. She's excelling. Making friends. Her teacher says she's remarkably resilient, like it's a compliment instead of a tragedy. 3:15 p.m. Cal waits in the Cadillac outside school, same spot every day. Coffee in hand, eyes scanning. Routine. Eliza exits with 2 classmates, waving goodbye, backpack bouncing. Smiling. Actually smiling. The black van screeches up like violence incarnate. Side door slides open. 2 men grab her. Cal drops his coffee. Gun drawn in half a second. Eliza. He charges, 250 pounds of controlled fury detonating into motion. Shoots the first attacker in the knee. Can't kill in front of schoolchildren but can break them. Physically rips the second man away from Eliza. Dislocates his shoulder with a sound like wetwood snapping. The van tries to escape. Cal shoots out both tires, rubber exploding into shrapnel. Third attacker emerges with a gun. Fires. Bullet catches Cal in the shoulder, spinning him sideways. He doesn't fall. Returns fire. Clean headshot. The man drops. Sirens approach. Cal's NYPD contact already called. Cal shields Eliza with his body, blood soaking through his jacket onto her school uniform. She's crying but unhurt. Shaking like a leaf. Seeing violence up close for the first time, understanding what her father's world really was, what it cost. Detective Maria Cardozo arrives within minutes, on Ronan's payroll, plays it perfectly. Botched kidnapping. Self-defense. Perpetrators connected to Los Diablos. Her report will say exactly what it needs to. Cal gets Eliza to the secure car, hands trembling with adrenaline crash. Calls Ronan. Boss, they came for her. It was Cruz. The fuckers came for Isaiah's little girl. The hospital. Cal treated for through-and-through gunshot. Lucky, the doctor says. Eliza won't leave his side. Keeps repeating, you saved me like Daddy saved Mr. Ronan. Cal breaks. Tough guy crying, holding her small hand. Your daddy was my friend too, Piccolina. I wasn't there when he needed me. I'll be damned if I fail him twice. Ronan arrives like death itself, moving through the hospital parking lot with purpose that makes people step aside without knowing why. Embraces Cal first. You did good. You brought her back. Kneels to Eliza. Are you hurt? Tell me true. She shakes her head. Traumatized but physically fine. His promise comes cold and absolute. This ends now. Tonight. I'm going to make sure no one ever threatens you again. Nico's research reveals the full picture. Cruz has been bragging about his big score. Knew about Isaiah's family location all along, been slowly escalating to either extort Ronan or sell information to the highest bidder. That night, War Council. Main house. All senior members, Cal bandaged but present, Nico, Joey, Polly, 5 others. The room smells like cigar smoke and calculated violence. Ronan's declaration comes flat and final. Dante Cruz set up Isaiah. He's been extorting his widow and threatening his child. Today he tried to kidnap her, probably to sell her to Los Diablos. This is personal. This is about honor. And this ends tonight. The plan unfolds systematic, surgical. Joey, we hit his properties first. 4 buildings, all code violations, all city inspections scheduled for tomorrow morning. Nico, his bank accounts frozen. IRS audit triggered. Financial chokehold. Polly, his connections in Los Diablos. I got word to their leadership. They don't appreciate unsanctioned hits. They're cutting him loose. Cal, and Cruz himself? Ronan, mine. Later, Ronan visits Lena at Mount Sinai. She's heard about the kidnapping attempt on the news. Hysterical. Wants to run, hide, protect Eliza by leaving. This is my fault. Isaiah died for this life. I won't let Eliza. Ronan cuts her off. Isaiah died for you. For her. And I'm not letting his sacrifice be for nothing. His voice gentles. Trust me. One more time. Give me 24 hours. Then it's done. Dante Cruz's night starts normal, drinks at his bar, counting protection money, feeling powerful. Then his world detonates. Building inspector calls first. All 4 properties shut down for code violations. Tenants relocated by city. Massive fines. Then his bank accounts frozen. IRS audit notice. Credit cards declined. Payroll for his thugs bounces. His Los Diablos cousin calls last. You're on your own. Boss says you're radioactive. Whatever you did, you're cut off. Cruz realizes he's been systematically destroyed in hours. Surgical precision. Professional dismantling. The phone rings. Unknown number. Ronan's voice comes through cold as winter. You know who this is. You know what you did. You have one chance. Sal's Diner. Midnight. Come alone. Or I come to you and you won't like how that ends. Cruz knows he's dead either way. But alone might be faster than what Los Diablos does to rats. Midnight. Sal's has its closed sign up, lights dim. Ronan waits alone in the back booth. Cruz enters trying to project confidence, failing. Sweat beading despite December cold. Ronan doesn't stand. Sit. Cruz sits. Ronan slides crime scene photos across the table. Isaiah's body, 23 bullet holes, blood pooled black on warehouse concrete. You gave them the location. Told them he'd be alone. Sold my brother for $10,000. Cruz's defense crumbles. I didn't know who he was to you. It was just business. Los Diablos wanted info. Ronan's interruption comes terrifyingly calm. You didn't just kill my brother. You've been terrorizing his widow. Threatening his 7-year-old daughter. Today you tried to kidnap her. A child. I'll disappear. Leave the city. You'll never. You'll do exactly what I tell you. Ronan slides paper across table. You have one option that lets you live. Full confession. Cruz's signature line at the bottom. Details. Providing intel to Los Diablos, Isaiah's location, payment received, kidnapping attempt. You sign this. You walk into the 84th precinct tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. You confess to setting up Isaiah's murder. You give them names. You testify. You do 10 years, maybe 15 with good behavior. That's your life sentence. Cruz's voice shakes. Los Diablos will kill me in prison. If you don't sign, I'll kill you right here. And it won't be 23 bullets. It'll be slow. Choose. Cruz signs with trembling hands. Nico emerges from the kitchen with a video camera. Everything recorded. Insurance. Cal and Joey escort Cruz out, will be delivered to the police station tomorrow morning whether he wants to go or not. Ronan sits alone in the booth afterward, whiskey in hand, talking to empty air. I got him, Isaiah. Not the way I wanted. But clean. For Eliza. So she doesn't grow up knowing her godfather's a killer. I'm trying to be the man you thought I could be. While Ronan handles Cruz, Mount Sinai calls. Transplant match found. Surgery scheduled immediately. 14-hour operation. Eliza stays at the compound with Nico, too risky after the kidnapping attempt. Cal sits with Ronan in the surgical waiting room, arms still in a sling. Hours 1 through 3, silence. Both men lost in separate hells. Hour 4, Ronan starts talking. Isaiah was the only one who called me on my bullshit. Said real power is what you protect, not what you destroy. Hour 7, Cal shares his story. I had a daughter once. Isabella. 9 years old. Wrong place, stray bullet. After that, I stopped seeing people as people. Isaiah made me see again. Brought me to his house for dinner. Showed me Lena's ultrasound. Said this is why we do this, Cal. So they can have something better. Changed my life. Hours 10 through 14, agonizing wait. Doctors emerging with updates, complications, then stabilized, then progress. Lead surgeon Dr. Helena Rodriguez emerges exhausted but smiling. The transplant was successful. Her body's accepting the new heart. She's going to make it. Ronan goes absolutely still. Then tears. Then laughing. Then crying again. Cal hugs him. Isaiah's watching, boss. He knows. Ronan FaceTimes the compound. Eliza answers immediately, face tight with fear. Your mama made it, Piccolina. She's going to live. Strong heart. Fighter's heart. Just like you. Eliza's joy explodes through the screen. Pure, innocent, the first time she's truly believed things might be okay. Next morning, Cruz walks into the precinct. Confesses everything. Implicates Los Diablos' leadership. Detective Cardozo gets the collar, career-making case. Justice served legally. "This is how I honor you, Isaiah," Ronan whispers. "Clean." 6 months post-surgery, Lena relearns how to live. Weekly physical therapy at Mount Sinai, walking without oxygen, building strength in muscles that forgot how to work. Ronan attends every session, sits in the waiting room reading newspapers he doesn't absorb, drives her home in silence that feels like prayer. Nico arranges in-home nursing care. Cal converts the guest house garage into an exercise room, treadmill, weights, mirrors that reflect transformation. The emotional healing comes slower, harder. Therapy sessions with the best trauma specialist in New York. Support groups for transplant recipients. Slowly, painfully, Lena processes 3 years of terror and grief. "I was angry at him for dying," she tells Ronan one evening. "Angry at him for living that life. Angry at him for being heroic. I'm learning to be grateful instead." Ronan's response comes quiet. "Be angry. He'd understand. He'd want you to feel it all." Eliza transforms like spring after brutal winter. Honor roll at Brooklyn Friends School. Chess club champion. Still sees her therapist twice a week, processing the kidnapping attempt, her father's death, the violence she witnessed, but she's laughing more. Learning to be 10 instead of 40. Uncle Cal teaches her self-defense. She teaches him patience. Uncle Nico teaches her coding. She teaches him to braid hair. She calls Ronan Dom now. The formality shed like old skin. 8 months after his arrest, Dante Cruz stands trial. Lena testifies about harassment and extortion, voice steady despite shaking hands. Cal testifies about the kidnapping attempt, shooting ruled justified self-defense. Detective Cardozo presents the confession with career-making precision. Cruz convicted, conspiracy to commit murder, extortion, attempted kidnapping. 25 years to life. Los Diablos leadership indicted separately on RICO charges. Ronan's anonymous tips provided federal evidence that destroyed them from within. Lena watches the verdict with Eliza beside her, Ronan in the back row. "Justice," she whispers. Isaiah got justice. The Godfather ceremony happens at Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Sunset Park. Father Lombardi presiding, family priest who understands Ronan's complicated life. Lena signs papers making Ronan Eliza's legal guardian if anything happens. Eliza receives a gold necklace with pendant, miniature version of the family ring. Ronan's vow comes before the altar. "I swear on my immortal soul, on the memory of Isaiah Sullivan, on everything holy, I will protect this child. I will guide her. I will ensure she has every opportunity to become whoever she wants to be. This is my sacred oath." Celebration after at Sal's Diner. Family, friends, the community Isaiah loved. Lena begins again. Medical advocacy program at Brooklyn College. Patient advocate position at Mount Sinai, the hospital that saved her life. New apartment in Park Slope, safe neighborhood, Ronan co-signs the lease. Independence reclaimed. Dignity restored. 18 months after Eliza walked into Sal's Diner, the Isaiah Sullivan Community Center opens in Brownsville where Isaiah grew up. Ronan funded $2 million in renovations. Youth programs, job training, healthcare navigation, violence prevention. Isaiah's photo on the wall of honor, military service, in memory of a man who protected his community. Lena serves as program director. Eliza cuts the ribbon with Cal and Ronan beside her. Hundreds attend. Isaiah was beloved. Ronan's speech comes from somewhere deeper than strategy. "Isaiah saved my life 3 times. Today we start saving lives in his name. Every kid who stays off the streets. Every parent who gets help. Every life changed. That's Isaiah's legacy. That's how we honor him." Ronan transforms too. Transitions from street operations to legitimate business. Vitali Construction wins city contracts, union jobs, infrastructure projects. Vitali Properties renovates affordable housing. Still commands respect, still dangerous but channeling power differently. "You're becoming respectable, boss," Cal observes. "I'm becoming what Isaiah always said I could be," Ronan replies. Took losing him to figure out how. Eliza's 10th birthday. 3 years after walking into Sal's Diner. Family dinner at Ronan's compound. Lena healthy, laughing. Eliza happy, surrounded by people who die for her. Ronan watches them and realizes, this is why Isaiah died. This moment. This life. Worth every sacrifice. Years pass in carefully chosen moments. Milestones that measure transformation. Middle school brings questions that don't have clean answers. Eliza's 11 when she finally asks, "Was Daddy a bad man?" Ronan doesn't flinch. "Your daddy did bad things for what he thought were good reasons. He protected people. He was loyal. He saved my life. But he also hurt people. That's the complicated truth. He chose to leave that life for you. That's what makes him a good man, the choice. Are you a bad man? Ronan's honesty comes without hesitation. I've done terrible things. Things I can't undo. But I'm trying to do better. Your daddy made me want to be better. You and your mama, you're the reason I keep trying. High school. Brooklyn Friends School junior year. Eliza is class president, debate team captain, 4.0 GPA. College applications spread across the kitchen table like battle plans. Why law? Cal asked. Why not medicine engineering? Because daddy died and no one cared. Because mama almost died and the system didn't care. Because Mr. Cruz hurt people for years and got away with it. Her voice carries steel her father would recognize. I want to fight for people who can't fight for themselves. Ronan recognizes Isaiah's idealism, Lena's strength, but something uniquely Eliza burning through. I'll pay for wherever you go, he says. Full ride. Everything. Lena hesitates. Accepting so much still feels like charity. This is what family does, Ronan insists. Besides, I owe Isaiah more than money can measure. This is me keeping the promise. Graduation day, age 18. Eliza is valedictorian. Her speech titled, The Family We Choose, talks about losing her father, almost losing her mother, being saved by strangers who became everything. My father taught me that love means sacrifice. My godfather taught me that honor means keeping promises. My mother taught me that strength means surviving. And all of them taught me that family isn't just blood, it's who shows up when your world is ending and says, I've got you. Standing ovation. Ronan crying. Doesn't hide it anymore. Isaiah would be so proud, Lena whispers beside him. She gave me redemption, Ronan replies. That's worth more. Columbia University. Pre-law. Political science major. Summer internships at Public Defender's Office, Legal Aid Society, ACLU. Eliza discovering her calling, criminal justice reform, defending the powerless. Junior year brings Lena's second wedding to Terrence Walker, high school history teacher met at Isaiah Sullivan Community Center. Small ceremony at the compound. Ronan walks Lena down the aisle. Isaiah would approve, he tells her. You deserve happiness. Eliza's toast. To my mom who survived the impossible. To Terrence who makes her laugh again. And to my dad watching somewhere, smiling. Law school. Columbia Law. Top 5%. Law Review editor. Thesis on systemic failures in protecting victims of gang violence, using her own story anonymized, weaponized into scholarship. This is powerful work, her professor says. You're going to change lives. Age 24. Marcus Chin, pediatric resident, kind man with gentle hands, proposes at Sal's diner in the booth where her father's photo hangs. This is where your family found each other. Where everything changed. I want to be part of that family. Will you marry me? She says yes. Ronan gives his blessing after Marcus asks permission. You treat her right, your family? You hurt her, Cal knows places bodies don't get found. We clear? Crystal clear, sir. The wedding at age 25 happens at the compound under tent in the garden. 200 guests. Ronan officiates, God ordained specifically for this. We gather to celebrate love. This woman is my goddaughter. I watched her grow from scared little girl to force of nature. Isaiah would be proud. I'm privileged to stand here today. Lena walks Eliza down the aisle. Your father's here. I feel him. Father-daughter dance. Eliza dances with Ronan to What a Wonderful World. He's 63 now, grayer, moving slower, but still commanding. Your daddy would have loved this day, he whispers. Loved seeing who you became. I wish he was here. He is Piccolina. And you. Every choice you make, every person you help, every time you stand up for what's right, that's Isaiah. That's his legacy. First day as federal prosecutor. Eliza stands in front of her office mirror wearing her father's ring on a chain. Mother healthy. Family chosen and strong. Okay, Daddy, she whispers. Let's make you proud. 10 years later, Eliza Sullivan stands at 35 as Assistant U.S. Attorney, Civil Rights Division. Rising star. Fearless prosecutor. Known for fighting for victims others ignore. Her latest case, corrupt police captain who covered up gang violence for bribes. The same corruption that allowed Los Diablos to operate, that led to Isaiah's death. Her closing argument channels her father's sacrifice, transforms personal pain into prosecutorial precision. Verdict, guilty on all counts. The New York Times profiles her, the prosecutor who fights for the forgotten. What they don't know. Anonymous tips appear when she needs them, resources materialize, information surfaces at crucial moments. She knows where it comes from. Ronan's network, still operating, now serving justice. Their unspoken agreement. He provides intel legally, she prosecutes legally, together they clean what law can't reach alone. Sunday dinners continue at the compound. Tradition unbroken. Eliza arrives with Marcus, attending physician at Mount Sinai now, and their children. Isaiah Jr., 8 years old with his grandfather's eyes. Sophia, 5 with Lena's smile. Lena and Terrence still run the Isaiah Sullivan Community Center, now 3 locations across Brooklyn. Cal at 72 teaches Isaiah Jr. chess, just like he taught Eliza. Nico at 58 teaches Sophia coding. History repeating beautifully. Ronan at 68 has transformed completely. Vitali Construction. Multi-million-dollar company, union jobs, infrastructure projects. Vitali Foundation. Scholarships, community centers, healthcare access. No street operations. Fully legitimate. Respected elder statesman, living proof redemption exists. But his health declines. Heart disease. Ironic, the heart that survived so much finally failing. Private moment with Cal. I'm tired, old friend. But I can't rest yet. Not until I know they're settled. They're more than settled, boss. You did it. You kept the promise. Almost. One more thing. The final Sunday dinner, entire family gathered. Ronan's announcement shocks everyone. I'm retiring. For real this time. Selling the business to employee ownership. The foundation continues. But me? I'm done. I've got grandkids to spoil. I spent 40 years building empires. I want to spend whatever time I have left building memories. That night, after everyone leaves, Eliza and Ronan sit in the garden. How much time? She asks. He doesn't lie. 6 months. Maybe less. Heart's giving out. Doctors can't do much more. Her tears come hot and fast. You can't leave. I'm 68. I've lived 3 lifetimes. More than I deserved. And I got to see you become this woman. This force for good. I got to know your children. I got to see Lena happy. I got to keep my promise to Isaiah. His voice gentles. That's more than most men get. I'm grateful, Piccolina. For all of it. Especially you. 3 months later, early morning, Ronan dies peacefully in his sleep at the compound. Cal finds him, calls Eliza first. He's gone, sweetheart. Went peacefully. He was ready. Eliza arrives before anyone else, sits with his body, holds his hand. Places her hand on the ring he's wearing. I'll keep the promise too, Dom. I'll make sure everything you built lasts. I'll raise my kids to understand honor, loyalty, sacrifice. I'll tell them about you. About Daddy. About what real family means. The funeral draws 500 people. Federal judges, city officials, construction workers, kids from the community center. Mix of worlds he bridged. Eliza's eulogy carries no notes, just truth. My father died protecting this man. This man spent the rest of his life protecting me. That's loyalty. That's love. That's what family means. He taught me that honor isn't found in the light or the darkness. It's forged in the choices we make when we're broken. My father died for him. He lived for me. And in doing so, he showed me what it means to keep a promise, to honor a debt, to love fiercely and completely. Her final words, rest now, Godfather. You earned it. I'll take it from here. He's laid to rest next to his parents, Isaiah's grave visible from his. Eliza places a photo at his headstone. Last Sunday dinner, everyone's smiling. She whispers, thank you. For everything. Tell Daddy I kept my promise. We all did.